Walking in the forest allows my brain to switch off and start dreaming. I lived next to this huge and lovely forest, but I couldn't walk in this forest because the problem is that I couldn't find my way.
Nearest favorite. 186 meters.
When I discovered Ariadne GPS app, I could walk independently for hours and hours. I think the word adventure is the best description. A real blind adventure.
I wanted to develop an app to help blind people explore the world. Many blind people use Apple devices. I didn't even think about choosing a different platform. With my app, they can have information about their position. They could bookmark different points and can tell when they're approaching that point. It's great. People write me from around the world saying, "Your app has changed my life."
Head, shoulder, knees and toes, and eyes and ears and mouth and nose.
My class name is Responsible Champions Class, and happiness is our foundation.
So this is the foot. You have the foot here and you have the ankle here. The kids have so much trust in me, and I have given them a commitment, and if I don't deliver excellence and push for the transformation, what am I even doing here? You have joints all over your body, right? Teaching anatomy to kids who are actually many grade levels behind and don't know English was quite a bit of a challenge for me initially before I discovered the apps that 3D4Medical makes. But then after this app, it's made it fun to learn about our own body and skeleton. Before I started using 3D4Medical apps, the assessment showed that only 13% of the class actually mastered human anatomy. Bringing these technologies into the classroom, the mastery actually jumped to 94%. This is called the wrist. And that's something that showed me, the power of technology and the power of, really, really awesome apps.
What's amazing for us is that our apps, they've been used to teach advanced level anatomy in major universities around the world. And the same apps are also being used in elementary school, in a classroom in India. We originally started off as a medical stock image company. But when the iPad came out, everything changed, because then we were not just medical reference, we were also able to do medical learning, all using animations that are beautifully highlighted on the Retina display. And also, with the processing power, we can push the boundaries of what can be done with the technology.
Over the last 3 years, I bet we've had 200 guests sleeping in this little treehouse from all over the world. The relationships we formed with some of these people, I know we'll have for a very, very long time. Airbnb makes it very easy for us to do bookings, and they take care of all the financial aspects of it. We don't really think of it as a business. It's more like meeting new friends.
Thank you.
How much better of a world would we be if we all understood each other this much more? Because we met each other in person and we shared culture and ideas and stories with one another. When we started, it was in our apartment, renting out airbeds. And before we knew it, we started to get castles, tree houses, villas. All these different spaces existed before us, but we've given them one place to come together. Airbnb now is in 192 countries, 19,000 cities. Thankfully, the App Store is available in almost all these countries as well. Apple makes it so easy for designers like us, for engineers like us, to stretch our imagination through the SDK, through iOS. And it immediately opens up this world of possibility.
I feel fine. Banana.
Bananas!
Mackenzie's speech is somewhat difficult to understand. Her palate doesn't work the way that it should. In the world of speech-language pathology, the iPad is a tool that's definitely been embraced. We use the Tokaboke apps to facilitate her describing skills. It was a yellow circle. Good job. I think the coolest thing about those apps are that they're so engaging and so fun. Kids don't realize that they're actually working on particular skills. They've become a real toy for her, a tool for me, but a toy for her.
It's really fantastic to see what we have created has made a difference in people's lives. Those reactions and words we hear are more important than any downloads. We looked at the data that was out there, and the obvious choice was to develop for iOS. And iOS is so intuitive for everyone using it, regardless of age. Apps have the biggest impact on humanity right now. It feels fantastic that people can find so much happiness and use for apps.
1 year ago, I wouldn't be able to imagine that I could walk independently for hours and hours through this forest. It's a miracle.
When I will grow up, maybe I can do a business or I can be a teacher.
Thank you, Tokaboke, for enriching our lives.
Thank you, 3D for Medical, for making me a better teacher.
Thanks for bringing the world to us.
Thanks for helping me get into college.
Thanks for making bedtime easy.
Thanks for keeping me in shape.
Thanks, PlanGrid.
Thanks, Sketchbook.
Thanks, Travel.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Thank you for giving me my freedom back.